Hello. So a couple things. First of all, welcome back. Haven't talked to you at all this week. At the beginning of this week, I started to feel a little bit of burnout creeping in. That got me to sit down and crunch some numbers. It was starting to look pretty dicey hitting our goal of 50,000 words in 8 weeks. For those of you who are new here, quick refresher. My name is Swanson. I'm a writer. I'm an aspiring screenwriter and an aspiring author. And my goal this summer has been to write the first 50,000 words of my first novel, specifically in 8 weeks. I gave myself a deadline of September 5th. This is week 6 of 8. I've written a little bit since we last talked, and I'm sitting at just under 30,000 words of this draft. So there are 20,000 words left to go. And I was thinking, man, I'm starting to feel burnout, and that scares me because right after September 5th, like September 5th is the Friday before I start a new term in my MFA writing program, and it's going to be my heaviest course load yet. I'm in 3 classes where we will be writing long form projects for each class. So I won't have any time to work on the novel as soon as September 5th rolls around. And so this weekend, as I'm starting to feel a little bit burnt out, and I start looking at how much words are left down the barrel, and I start thinking to myself, like, I really don't want to begin that term burned out on writing. It's going to be the heaviest, like most marathon-esque few months of writing that I've done in my life, probably. And so I sat down and that day started writing a script. I wrote a whole 5-page script on why I was going to quit early and why I was still fine, like happy with what we've done so far. I think writing over 100 pages of my first novel in a month is exciting, and I'm really proud of that. And so I was like sad, but not like devastated that we didn't hit the word count or anything. And so I started writing this script, and I told myself, like, I'm just going to take a few days off. I'm not even going to think about it. And today decided, all right, it's time. I'm going to read the script, record the video, put it out there, and like, yeah, it's like a little disappointing, whatever. So I started reading through the script. So just to myself, before I hit record, thought to myself, you know what, to really hammer things home, I should include some other information that I haven't given anybody. During week 8, the final week of the project, I will actually be traveling abroad for a friend's wedding. And I've known that the whole time, theoretically, but I treated it as sort of a, like, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I'll figure out a way to write anyway. It's not relevant right now. Now that that trip is approaching, it's very relevant. And I know, like, there's no way I'm going to, like, be able to write 1,600 words a day while also attending a wedding and sightseeing and literally traveling across the Atlantic, which is a whole day in and of itself both times. And so really, I actually only have 12 days left as of recording this. 12 days, and then that trip happens. It carries through week 8. The deadline will arrive. I decided, as I was reading this script today, I was like, oh, you know what I should do? For emphasis, just figure out how much I'd have to write every day, every single day for the next 12 days if I was going to try to get those remaining 20,000 words done. So I calculated it, and it's just 1,666 words a day. And I started thinking, I feel a lot better today about this project than I did 3 days ago. Took a few days off, and all I've done in my free time is play Death Stranding 2, built some houses in Minecraft, watched a couple movies with my wife, and I'm feeling pretty recharged. And I was already writing 1,600 words every few days. And so here's my decision. I am going to get to 50,000 words in the next 12 days. We're going to write 1,600 words a day. It's going to be fast, hot garbage. That's going to be okay. I want to hit the goal that I set for myself. And more importantly, I want to train myself to stick to an uncomfortable deadline, even when life gets in the way. And I want to stick to a deadline even when I have kind of screwed myself by picking a deadline that collides with real life in a way that I totally could have foreseen 8 weeks ago, but whatever. Point is, I want to be a professional writer. Professional writers have to deal with stuff like this. I'm not going to quit early. I am proud of what we have achieved so far. And I'm not saying that it would be weak or anything to quit early. I feel like there are plenty of reasonable people in my position who hang it up early, and that would be fine. Like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If this was a video telling you, hey, I'm going to quit early and here's the context, I think that would be perfectly okay. I just want to clarify that. That being said, I think I can do this, and I think I can get 1,600 good words, and I think it will force me to confront the parts of this project that have been sort of stymieing me this whole time. This thing that I started to break through last week and the week before with just being comfortable with write the scene, even if it's just a bullet point at first. Don't worry about lining everything up and the continuity and making everything perfect the first go around. Just write. I think this will be good for me. So that's where we are. I told you in the very first video that I had other projects in the oven other than just this novel, that I was also going to be working on a summer screenplay, and that I had a couple of other little things going. And I told myself I'm just going to work on that kind of stuff during non-novel days, and that was incredibly naive. I haven't touched that screenplay once, but I only wrote half a page, and I haven't even thought or even daydreamed about any other projects for the past 5.5, 6 weeks. And that's highly unusual for me. Normally I have several irons in the fire, and that's really good for the way that my brain works. I cycle on and off of 2 or 3 projects that I have going at the same time. That gives those parts of my brain that I'm using for each project time to rest as I'm cycling on and off. The kind of sustained, direct attention that I've had to apply to this one project for the last 5.5 weeks has been challenging. It's been way harder than I expected it to. And it sounds pie in the sky and pretentious, but it has like really made my imagination tired. And I mean that in a very like hard tack practical way, where like whatever we use to dream up stories, whatever is in the brain that like causes our imagination to happen, that's a muscle like anything else. And I've been using that muscle in a sustained way for 5.5 weeks. So I think what I needed was just a few days to not think about it at all. And now I feel ready to jump back in. When I was thinking about quitting early, I was excited to be done. I felt relieved. But now that I'm looking at things, 12 days is nothing. I can put in 12 more days and then I'll be done anyway. And we'll be a hell of a lot closer to 50,000 words, if not at 50,000. So all the work I put into this script was wasted apparently. And I'm here to tell you business as usual, except I'm going to put out fewer videos because this process, talking to the camera and editing them, takes a long time. If I'm going to be writing every single day for the next 12 days, I need to not also put the pressure on myself to produce videos at the same pace that I normally do. So expect to see me once a week for the next 2 weeks maybe. I'm not quite sure yet. Just know that I am writing and that I am still recording time lapses, and you will see all of them at some point very soon. And wish me luck, because this is maybe a dumb idea. Maybe I'll break my brain by doing this, but I think it's going to be good. And it feels like a better way to end this challenge than the alternative. Thank you again for checking in. This is not the video that I thought I was going to record when I sat down and put on my nicest shirt to tell you I was quitting, but I'm glad that this is the video I got to make. I'll be back at some point in the near future with an update, and in the meantime, just know that I am head down, churning away at the story, and I will see you for just a handful more updates on our summer novel project. Take it easy.